And responsibilities, why not seek our campus ministers on air every Tuesday from 2 to 3 in the afternoon? Listen to our counselors from the Loyola School's Campus Ministry Office as they ground our lives in our faith, in our school's spiritual tradition. Campus Ministers on Air. Be guided, be inspired, be blessed. Listen to our campus ministers on air.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year to our brothers and sisters. Welcome to another episode, another week, another year, another semester of radio programs from your campus ministry office every Tuesday. I'm Marky, the campus minister for sophomores.
I'm Mike, campus minister for first-year students.
Okay, so Happy New Year, Mike. Kumusta? Sorry, kabado pa from kinakalawang na from like a month of.
So welcome back, Marky.
A month of non-activity. Walang activity. So Happy New Year. Kumusta ang ating Christmas and New Year break?
Maganda yung sad yung Christmas ko. I was rushed to the emergency room Pero yung New Year ko with a bang kasi I celebrated it with people from the Asia Pacific region, the Jesuit Conference for Asia Pacific. So yung mga tao from different nations na nasa region. Kasama ko sila nag-celebrate at nagpa-fireworks.
Wow. So ano yung best moment mo dun?
Yung kumanta kami ng Odd Lang Sign.
Wow.
Odd Lang Sign. Tapos nagbatian kami ng Happy New Year sa kanya-kanyang language. Siyempre, hindi nagpatalo yung Pilipinas sa manigong bagong taon, di ba?
Ikaw lang yung Pinoy or marami kayong...
Apat kami. Father Errol Nebrao, si Clang Matute at si Jubilay. So, hi sa kanila pala.
Si Father Errol, parang hello pala sa kanila. Was he a Jesuit? Ganun si Father Errol?
Si Father Errol ay isang Jesuit. Siya ang may hawak ng Magis Philippines.
Magis, ano naman? Would you
yung Magis,
explain to us ano Magis Philippines?
Yung Magis Philippines, isa siyang community ng mga youth, mga under Jesuit guidance na usually sila yung mga grupo na pinapapunta sa Magis World. Pagdating sa Magis World, ito yung mga dadalhin din sa World Youth Day.
Ano yung Magis? Ano siya? Is it parang NGO or?
It's a term for the group, for the community. Yeah.
Active community siya of like students.
Like network, yes.
Network of youth. Parang students necessarily or hindi naman? Parang mga professionals
youth.
Din. Ganun.
Primary. So yung
mga youth.
Alam natin yung age range ng youth. Basta pasok ka doon.
So ano age range ng youth? Sige nga.
Alam ko 15 to 35. Parang in-adjust nila ng konti ng 35 eh. Ngayon.
Okay. Sige. Good.
Ang president pala nito si Father Moreno. Tony Moreno.
Tony, yeah.
Father Tony Moreno.
Under ng Jacob yung like Magis program.
Yes. Jacob.
And you were there for where's this again?
8 days at Chiang Mai, Thailand.
Wow.
Ikaw, kumusta ang New Year mo?
Wala akong Thailand, men. Umuwi lang ako eh.
Pero nagmirador ka.
Yeah. So, in our discernment program, parang mayroong 5-day retreat. So, 5-day retreat kami sa Mirador sa Baguio. I haven't been to Mirador in years. Ano bang 6 years. 6 years. And Mirador yung villa house or retreat house ng mga Jesuits sa taas ng Lourdes grotto. Yeah. And nakakaya, di ko alam. And sobrang it was a really nice time for prayer and reflection and discernment, especially for our contexts, discerning for the religious life. And mabigat, parang wala naman natang retreat na magaan, pero it wasn't fun and it wasn't really enjoyable, pero parang it was a grateful it was a very yung parang punong-puno lang ng gratitude even if it doesn't clear out everything. Parang yung oras na makapagdasal, makapag-usap sa mga spiritual director, sobrang mahalagang bagay, kaya mag-retreat na kayo sa May.
Yeah.
And if you are a professional, tapos na pala yung sign up for January retreats. Perfect din yung weather pala for us sa Baguio. Parang
Ilang degrees?
Hindi ko alam. Wala akong ano. Pero parang kasi sabi sa amin na maulan daw sa Baguio pag hapon or something. Eh nung pumunta kami, walang ulan at all. Basta malamig lang, saktong lamig lang. Tapos yung chapel na pinagmimisahan namin, parang all glass yung half of the walls are glass. And if you look to your left, talagang sobrang sunset.
Yeah.
Sobrang perfect sunset whenever we have mass kasi it was late in the afternoon and so on. Sobrang ganda, parang kulang na lang yung background music ng yung mga teleserye, K-drama, kulang na lang ganun. So, parang sobrang ano na siya, very pensive and reflective time, ganun. Pero ano ba? And then umuwi ako sa amin sa Laguna. Kain, tulog, Netflix, Two Popes, mga ganun.
Oh, Two Popes,
and kaya nga, di ba? And then nag-overnight sa Bicol where my parents are. Hindi nyo kailangan malaman super detailed. Hindi ko lang ba't yung sinasabi super detailed. Pero
mukhang masaya ka kasi.
Yeah. Kasi tumaba ako from...
Hindi lang yon. Kasi pagpasok ng second semester, alam natin yung ibig sabihin ng kasiyahan yan, di ba?
Sige, inside joke na lang. Anyway, so before we formally start our program, as we always do, we begin with a prayer as we invite you, our viewers, to pray with us as well.
Yes.
As we ask you to drop whatever you are doing as of the moment and to give yourselves some time for silence. As we begin, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
The New Year from Joyce Rupp. Faithful companion, in this new year I pray to live deeply with purpose, to live freely with detachment, to live wisely with humility, to live justly with compassion, to live lovingly with fidelity, to live mindfully with awareness, to live gratefully with generosity, to live fully with enthusiasm. Help me to hold this vision and to daily renew it in my heart, becoming ever more one with you, my truest self. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into the temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Saint Ignatius of Loyola,
pray for us.
In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Ayan, so napaka New Year themed ng ating episode. New Year kumustahan, New Year prayer, at syempre ang topic namin tungkol sa New Year's resolutions. Pero bago yun, parang dahil feeling ko relevant yung na-bring up ko pa actually bago mag-start yung episode, yung essay writing contest ng mga tao sa social media. I think it became some sort of parang nagka-beef yung mga tao sa isa't isa na parang why do people suddenly post all of these very long posts parang reflecting about their year or many people parang their decade. Ako personally kasi wala naman akong beef, parang let people do their thing kasi ginagawa ko rin. Pero and another thing, I think parang it invites them, or it's an activity whether parang required man or hindi. No one requires anything sa social media. To reflect on their year. Yeah. And sabi mo sa akin parang hindi mo siya ginagawa.
Hindi ko siya ginagawa kasi medyo nag-offline ako for 2019 medyo bawas ako ng social media.
Parang
part
detox.
Part ng resolution
ganyan.
ko siya last year.
Detox, ganyan. Pero sige, bago kami mag-start sa mga resolutions, I think it's a good thing to think about dahil there's this thing about essay writing and I do it. I think it's a helpful thing to recall these things kasi okay, it's a reflection on what happened in the past and maybe parang it to usher into this new year or this new decade, parang okay, what do we look forward to?
Yes.
So reflect ka muna dyan habang nag-share ako about nung
alright.
Kasi ginagawa ko, I don't know when I started this thing, siguro mga 2 years ago, na I really devote a post yung after Christmas before New Year. It's really a long thing about actually wala akong pake kasi lumaki ako sa vlogs and namatay na yung vlog, so live journal died yan, and then WordPress and all of these things. Pero I think na parang sa Facebook I thought may audience and I still write. If nobody reads, okay lang, kasi for me it's practice.
Yeah.
And I really like this exercise of reflection.
Yeah.
And I think sobrang importante nung itong nakaraang taon kasi it's not just a year. I think it's not just a year. It's not just a year of reflection. It's a reflection towards the past decade. May issue about kailan ba talaga nagsa-start yung decade. Pero bahala na, di ba? Social construct lang yun. Kung gusto mong 2010 mag-start, 2010. Anyway, so the year before 2018 actually, parang ano ba yung sinabi ko? Something about meaning, pursuing meaning. Parang to wean people off the question of happiness. Parang kasi I heard this Jesuit nasabi niya na the question of happiness daw is not necessarily, hindi naman sa mali, pero maybe there's a better question because happiness, comes and goes. And sabi niya na pag meaning yung pinuntahan ng buhay mo or yung layunin nung taon mo or nung layunin nung gusto mong gawin, maybe if you give yourself to something that oozes meaning, maybe happiness will come.
Yeah.
And to be fair to myself, I think nakapunta ako dun sa taon in 2019 where I was able to really pursue as much meaning as possible. And nung nagre-reflect ako toward the decade, parang naisip ko naman na okay, ano ba nangyari? Ano ba nangyari nung like 10 years? And na-realize ko na nung nagsimula yung decade, ng 2010, parang high school pa lang ako, pare. Parang nag-aaral ako, fourth year. I was in fourth year. Nag-aaral ako to, it was the last 3 months of the year. And parang at the time, I was really stressed and anxious about college. Kasi nag-test ka na pero wala pang result.
Yeah.
And I came from a good school, pero parang it doesn't matter. Like lahat kayo stress, lahat kayo agit, lahat kayo parang gusto nyo pumasa. Gusto nyo
ng resulta.
Ayaw nyo umalis ng high school, pero parang gusto mong malaman kung pasado ka to not disappoint your parents and all of those things. And at the time na nag-aaral lang ako ng economics kasi bumagsak ako ng economics. So nag-aaral lang ako tas para just to survive. And now I'm in a totally different place. Parang hindi pa nga ako religious nung 2010. Like ayoko sa mga taong religyoso. Parang para sa akin ignorante sila. Parang ganoon, di sila nag-iisip or whatever. And sa end nung mahabang thing na sinulat ko, parang I was really just inspired by this recurring quote from Henry Nouwen that we post kasi ako yung social media person ng campus ministry, and we post this quote which goes, if I quote, often we want to be able to see into the future. We say, how will next year be for me? Where will I be 5 or 10 years from now? There are no answers to these questions. Mostly, we have just enough light to see the next step. And parang lagyan natin konting English. Parang maybe it's just a faint light. Parang yun lang yung binibigay sa'yo. And nasa sa'yo na kung susundan mo hindi. And naalala ko nung isang dekadang nakalipas, parang di ko alam kung saan ako dinala ng buhay. Parang nakagraduate akong high school. Kala ko mag-engineering ako sa UP. Tas yun lang yung gusto ko mangyari. Sana makagraduate ako on time. Good org, good job, good money. Ngayon nasa Ateneo ako, di ba? Hindi ako nag-UP, hindi ako nag-engineering. I was in Ateneo with a different degree
from what you planned.
Tapos 3 months away from graduating college, parang sabi ko, ayoko nang bumalik sa classroom, parang ayoko na nitong sobrang hirap nito, so on. January yun, and then pagdating ng May, nagtuturo na ako, di ba? Parang ang crazy ng buhay. And then I was in a corporate for a year, and now I'm here. So parang wala kang ibang pinanghahawakan sa buhay kung ditong very, very faint light that we are talking about. And I really love this now in quote. It's one of our famous posts. Whenever I post it, whether it's frequent every sem or every year, laging it's a hit, I think, because it really hits on something really important and significant.
Yes.
So ikaw, kumusta yung hindi ko naman sinabi na decade, pero siguro kumusta yung 2019 ni Mike Ramirez?
Actually, isa lang yung pinost ko nung New Year. Ang nakalagay, it's may photo, tapos may 4 or 5 lines lang. Una, 2016 broke me. 2017 shattered me.
Yeah.
2018 rebuilt me. 2019 recalibrated me. 2020 I am ready.
Wow.
So, parang sa linya na yun, yung I am ready, yung naka-caps lock.
Yeah.
It's my parang maybe encouragement for myself na 2020 is about to come at new things will come for me.
Yeah.
Especially, I'm preparing for a new endeavor. Mag-aaral ako. Naku, bukas nga pala yung enrollment. So, mag-enroll ako. Di ba? Yung parang, siguro kailangan ko ding iyan yung sarili ko na parang, enough with those stuff, no? Parang, tama na. Parang, it's about time to reap the harvest.
Tama na, what do you mean? The past?
Oh, the past. It's bugging you sometimes and it cripples you. But right now, parang tama na. It's harvest time.
Pero alam mo naman, i-RV so kita dito kasi di ba parang yung past yung nagdala sa'yo dito eh. So, di ba parang hindi mo rin, I mean, like, tapos na siya. Pero I think we owe our present selves to our past.
Exactly.
No? Parang ito yung nagbibigay sa atin ng parang lakas na loob, maturity or whatever it is to be ready to 2020. So, anyway, yung pinunta talaga namin dito is New Year's resolution. So anyway, if you have stories or if you have resolutions or if you have reflections on 2019 or the past decade that you want to share with us, please share and you can comment on that live video from Jescom Radyo Katipunan on Facebook, and maybe you can talk to us also on Messenger or Facebook or comment or talk to us on Instagram. Kami yung tayong social media,
Facebook, Instagram.
And we will take a look at it and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so yung pag-uusapan talaga natin ngayon is New Year's resolution of one specific person. Actually, Pope Francis. New Year's resolutions ni Pope Francis. Pero itong article na ito, it was a Rappler article from I think the end of 2014. It was compiled. Parang I don't think Pope Francis made a list. Made a list of like bullet points.
Yes.
But I think the author, Paterno Esmaquel, who is an Atenista, apparently, what he did was he gathered 10 points that Pope Francis echoes throughout his speeches, interviews, and actually ang ganda nung hindi lang siya very dry list. Parang ang daming laman ng list.
That's why we're inspired to share it with you this afternoon.
Dadaanan namin yung list. And pag-usapan namin kung meron kayong dagdag sa list ni Pope Francis, meron kayong comment, violent reaction,
yes,
anything, no? So you can engage any of our social media channels. Okay. So it was a Rappler article by Paterno Esmaquel about the Pope he calls the Pope Francis list. Rappler compiles 10 of the Pope's most memorable quotes in the form of New Year's resolutions. So let's start. So yung pinakaunang sinabi dito, do not gossip, kasi daw it's one of our favorite hobbies. So ikaw, nakipagchismisan ka ba? Kasi ako mahilig ako sa chismis eh.
Yeah, sometimes I fall into that trap because it's really fun. Yeah, it's really fun. Yeah.
Yun ang malala sa mga trap and like things, parang temptations and stuff like that na hindi, parang okay sana kung yung sabi ni Ignatius, parang kapag nagdi-discern ka daw, pag may isang good at may isang bad, parang madaling sabihin na okay, wag na yung bad. Pero pag yung bad, parang good, parang hindi mo alam eh. Or kapag masarap yung bad, masarap makipaglangin, di ba?
Yeah.
Masarap makipagchismisan eh.
Especially when you're idle. No?
True.
time, no?
True,
Parang,
yeah.
Pag-usapan nga natin siya, no? Kasi wala tayong magawa habang naghihintay ng MRT or ng bus, di ba? That trap. No?
Pope Francis feels so much about this na he denounces gossip as murder.
Di ba ang bigat, murder?
Kaya nga eh. Pero I think ang gandang, I mean, it's not a it's a metaphor, pero I think ang ganda nung pagkakalagay nung word na murder in this context. Kasi, well, hindi natin naiintindihan just how much our words destroy others.
Right.
Siguro, kill in that way.
Siguro kung ita-translate natin sa Tagalog, parang pag pinag-uusapan mo kasi yung isang tao, parang kinakatay nyo siya behind the person's back.
Yeah.
Katay na katay talaga yung tao
Actually, pag, since na bring up mo yun, I think pag pinag-uusapan mo kasi yung tao, parang, well, it's unfair to them. I mean, hindi sila makareact. And I think it's, parang ina-idealize mo siya. Like, conceptual. Naging conceptual yung tao. Nagiging two-dimensional yung someone who is very, flesh and bones.
Human.
More than his opinions and thoughts and whatever.
Yes.
Sobrang daling sabihin. Pero, ang hirap gawin. Pope Francis says that every time we judge our brother in our hearts, or worse, when we speak badly of them with others, we are murdering Christians.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as innocent slander. Ang hirap nun. ang hirap nun.
Yeah, it's deliberate. Yeah.
Ang hirap kasi I think for a lot of us parang I'm guilty of this. I'm not gossiping just because I want to innocently slander this person. To slander this person, parang ganun. But I think sometimes it's parang emotional thing.
Yeah.
Like, maglalabas ka sa mga loob.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
pag-uusapan natin tong taong to, di ba? And parang ganun, parang biglang okay, paano na ngayon maghanap ng outlet or something like that? Do you agree? Do you agree with innocent slander?
Yeah. Kasi
parang may hesitation dun
pareho tayong ikaw nasa formation ka, ako dinaanan ko yan. Parang tinuruan kasi tayo na kapag kung may emotional issue ka about a person, parang ang tinuturo naman talaga sa atin is to always confront, no? Is to always confront or
always confront.
Lalo na sa context ng community living, no? Sa community living, you really have to tell the person ano yung issue mo sa kanya, right in his face, no?
And to think na we are in a culture where hindi tayo confrontational at all. Parang lahat na gagawin para lang hindi mo confront. I think I really love this. There was this Vox article one time about Eastern and Western ways of dealing with life.
Yes.
Parang, and very parang ang ganda nung I forgot the title of the thing, pero parang some artist drew very handy graphics of parang how the Westerns do it or how the Eastern people do it. And parang sobrang marked, sobrang grabe ang laki ng difference between yun nga confrontation or parang kunyari yung tao may 10 kaibigan, kausapin natin yung 10 kaibigan bago natin kausapin yung tao, kausapin natin yung buong barangay bago yung tao, di ba? Just to be able to bring home the point na, well, sinaktan ako ng taong to. Stuff like that.
It's you.
Anyway,
that's our number 1.
Mukhang hindi tayo matatapos sa number 1. What is our number 2?
And our number 2, finish your meals.
Okay, sabi ni Pope Francis, ubusin daw. Actually, na-realize ko sobrang cultural thing. Kaya tumataba yung mga nanay natin kasi sila yung taga-ubos ng tira.
Yeah.
Or yung mga
bahaw.
Or yung mga bunso na unfortunately, parang sila yung ano mo tawag din? Well, yung kapatid ko ginaganon ko, parang pag may tira ako, kaya mo na yun. Sayang eh. Parang ganun, puro sayang eh.
No leftover, please.
No leftovers daw, sabi ni Mr. Esmaquel in his article. The Pope says we should all remember that throwing food away is like stealing from the tables of the poor and the hungry. I encourage everyone to reflect on the problem of thrown away and wasted food, to identify ways and means that by seriously addressing this issue are a vehicle of solidarity and sharing with the needy. Actually, nalala ko dito sa point na to yung kwento ni Bobby Gev, professor of liberation theology. Kwento ni Bobby Gev about this time na pumunta sila sa isang farm. Nag-immersion sila with some of the students, some of the Ateneo students. And parang this particular group of IPs, of indigenous peoples, parang Okay, they went to the farm. Parang ang layong lakad. I think 2 hours na lakad. Going to the farm. And then, namitas lang sila. And then, after a while, after an hour, 2 hours, parang sabi nung mga tao dun sa lugar na yun na, okay na, uwi na tayo. Without using any machinery, hindi nila inubos yung mga tanim, stuff like that. So they went back, and then nung kinagabihan, parang may sharing with the IPs and with the students. And then one of the students said na, Tay, parang, bakit po ganun kayo mamitas ng tanim? Parang, anong ibig sabihin? Parang hindi po efficient. Hindi po efficient kasi mamimitas, lalakad tayo matagal, tapos mamimitas tayo ng saglit, lalakad ulit tayo matagal. Tapos parang ang dami pang doon. Ang dami pang tanim. Parang sayang naman sana dun sa maliit na time na namimitas sila ng nag-harvest. Sana sinulit na lang natin, tapos kinuha na lang natin as much as we can. And then sabi nung sumagot sa kanya, I think someone from that IP community. IP community, na alam mo, tama ka, hindi yun efficient, ganyan, at nasaglit nga lang yung oras, so on. At kaya na mas maging efficient in a way na mas kumuha ng mas maraming tanim and stuff like that. Pero sabi niya, alam mo, niniwala kasi kami, their community, na kapag pumitas ka ng sobra sa kaya mo, or sobra sa appetite mo, or sobra sa pangangailangan mo, parang nagnanakaw ka na rin ng tanim ng iba. At actually, sabi ni Bobby Gev, sobrang lakas ng tama nun for them, for that group, for Bobby Gev even, and the students. And I think this is exactly what the Pope is saying here. What do you think?
He's slamming the culture of waste.
Culture of waste, no? Yeah.
Pope Francis was really sounding like a real Franciscan, no?
Talaga.
Poverty. Lahat ng bagay ay may value at maaari mo siyang magamit sa tamang paraan. So, pagtitipid lagi, no?
Pagtitipid na, ang ibig sabihin is that yung waste could have been something else.
Yes.
Or could have been, sayang pagkain sana yun ng someone else. I don't think it's not as much as parang sayang na mabubusog pa sana tayo kung kinain na lang natin sa bahay.
Yes.
Pero merong ibang tao na mas nangangailangan nung kalahati nung plato ng manok na hindi mo nakain.
Yes, tama.
Okay?
So
don't gossip and finish your meals.
Yes.
Number 3, make time. Make time for others. Parang ang ganda nung, I think, sa phrasing pa lang, di ba? Make time
for others. Yes.
Parang in our very, very busy lives, no? Parang lagi natin sinasabi na wala tayong oras. Ako, parang lagi kong naisip minsan na wala tayong oras. Pero naisip ko na, hindi ba yung oras, pareho naman tayo ng oras eh. Pero bakit yung iba mas free?
Yes.
Kesa sa iba? Francis seems too busy to do anything else. That is until he calls up strangers, or he sends a handwritten letter to a Jesuit he has never met. The Jesuit who got the letter, Father James Martin, says Francis inspires him, quote, to be more generous in my own life with my time. If the Pope can find time to be kind to others, if he can pause to say thank you, if he can take a moment to make someone feel appreciated, then so can I. So can we. Nahirapan ka ba to make time or to find time? Parang feeling mo ba nawawalan ka ng oras?
Oo. Kalimitan, more of tinatamad eh. More of tinatamad.
What do you mean?
Lalo na kapag I would like to make time for others, but this person is from another location. Tinatamad ako sa traffic, lalo na hindi pa rin umaandar yung LRT. No? So parang nahihirapan akong magkaroon ng gana na i-meet yung mga kaibigan na humihiling ng attention at oras upang makipagkwentuhan sa akin because of those inconveniences.
Right.
Kaya nakakatamad minsan.
Pero ang ganda ng phrasing mo, di ba? Kasi parang inconvenience lang siya. I mean, kung ginusto mo talaga,
you can.
Wala. Naging palusot na lang yung traffic. No offense.
Yes.
No offense.
Clear.
I think when Pope Francis says that we should make time or we should really get time, carve, ayun yung isa sa mga na-realize ko in my writerly self, to really carve time for others. Kasi kapag di mo ginawa, kapag di mo ginawa or you didn't set your mind to it, parang wala ang bilis ang bilis maubos ng oras sa Facebook, maubos ng oras sa traffic, watch, Netflix, watch a movie or something. And wala na. But I think we all are given the same time. Everyone's busy. Everyone's distracted. Everyone's, there's too much on everyone's plate. Everyone's anxious. But I think na if we really do set our mind to things na, we can really meet others.
Yes.
And gusto ko to sa mga mini-meet ko whenever I'm on vacation. Kasi kung, we have lunches that, stretch to the 2 dinners and wala ka naman talaga yung pinag-uusapan eh. Parang nagsasayang lang kayo ng oras. Pero I think yung sayang na oras na yun yung pinaka-key into building more sturdy relationships, whether, now or in the future. So yan, number 3.
Make time for others, yes.
Okay, next.
Okay, our number 4 would be choose the more humble purchase.
Nako, mahirap to.
Yes.
Mahirap to, parang addict pa naman tayo sa retail therapy.
Yes.
Lalo na ngayong, ano bang weakness mo sa retail therapy?
Siguro yung na-attract talaga ako pag flagship yung unit ng
flagship ng phone.
Yeah, phone or laptops, ganun. Parang gusto ko na magawa yung kayang gawin ng unit na yon at this time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ako pagkain pare, parang matipid ako sa iba eh. Or guys, sa books yan, pagkain tsaka books yan ako. Matipid ako sa iba, matipid ako sa damit ko. Parang yung pagka-branded ko parang pwede namang DV lang eh. Okay lang sa akin kung Quiapo at DV lang yun. Pero sa libro lang budget, sa pagkain lang budget, parang
splurge.
Oo, pag gusto ko kumain, feel ko kumain, depressed ako or stressed ako. Actually, kumakain ako sa lahat. Masaya ako, kumakain ako. May achievement ako, makain ako. Malungkot ako, makain ako.
Wow.
Bumagsak ako, kumakain ako. Parang lahat na, no? Di ba siya problema? Pero, di ba? Sarap kumain, men. Parang,
yeah.
Kaya wala tong mga diet na to, men. Walang 2020.
Mas magana ka ba pag kumakain ka with someone or alone?
Depende sa depende sa mood. Parang meron talagang time na I really have to just be alone. Parang whatever that is. So, kain, basa, tulog, or tulog, anyway. Or do something. Parang, depende rin sa pagkain. Pucha kung sinigang yan, sorry. Kung sinigang yan, it doesn't matter kung may kasama ko hindi, di ba? It's just,
yes.
It's gonna be a thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, choose a more humble purchase from one of our most humble popes, I think. Na, ditched the Prada shoes, ditched all of the a lot.
The good accommodation.
A lot of the glitz and glamour. A lot of the glitz and glamour of the papacy. Certainly, he says, possessions, money, and power can give a momentary thrill, the illusion of being happy. But they end up possessing us and making us always want to have more. Never satisfied. Put on Christ in your life, place your trust in Him, and you will never be disappointed. He calls for a sober and essential lifestyle. So, ganda ng word na essential. Parang ano ba kasi yung pinakamahalaga, di ba?
Mas kailangan.
Ako honestly, minsan pag bumibili ako ng isang bagay that I think would satisfy some sort of need in my life, parang hindi naman natutuloy. Parang you're just happy 3 days. Whatever that is, magandang phone, magandang relo, di ba? After a while, wala eh.
Yeah. Siguro magandang example dyan yung newly purchased item mo, i-compare mo yung nararamdaman mo maybe 2 years from now na hawak mo yung item na yun. Pag tinitingnan mo siya, compared to the time when you first bought that object, di ba hindi na same yung ligaya?
Hindi na,
Iba. No,
wala nang,
tama yung sinabi niya, the illusion of being happy. It's not the same. It's the same item.
Yeah.
Hindi naman nagbago yung item, but yung naibibigay niyang dulot na saya sa'yo, hindi na kagaya nung binili mo siya.
Yeah. So, a sober and essential lifestyle for all of us consumers. And Pope Francis also said that we should meet the poor, quote, in the flesh.
In the flesh.
In the flesh.
Yes.
One of my favorite, again, Bobby Give na naman to. Bobby Give quotes is, you say you love the poor, name them. Parang Gustavo Gutierrez pala. Gustavo Gutierrez. Parang you say you love the poor, name them. Sino ba sila? If you really say ano ba namang klaseng love yun kung hindi mo sila kilala.
Mahal mo pero hindi mo kayang pangalanan.
Hospitality, sabi ni Pope Francis, in itself isn't enough. It's not enough to give a sandwich if it isn't accompanied by the possibility of learning to stand on one's own feet.
Yes.
Charity that does not change the situation of the poor isn't enough.
Yeah.
Parang sa pinag-uusapan, at least sa recollection ko na nabibring up ko yung mga gantong examples of the poor, the marginalized, parang hindi nila kailangan ng charity. The poor, they need money, they need food, but they need something beyond charity, and it is dignity, actually. Which, swak na swak dito sa meeting the poor in the flesh.
Yeah. Yung tipong in due time, they could stand on their own feet. Yung ganong klase ng pagtulong.
At yung relationships naman na nabubuo I think marami tayong conceptions about each other. Marami especially people that we don't really meet as often, whether they're poor farmers. And the immersion program actually sa college, I think ito yung goal, which is to really bridge two communities who are not particularly close together, or hindi sila particularly mag-e-effort to meet or to make time and to really meet with each other. And pag nandun na sila together in a community, parang okay, ito na, magkakilala kayo, you have a week, let's see kung ano mangyayari. Alright, nakalima na tayo out of 10.
Yes.
Break muna tayo.
Alright.
And we'll come back a little bit later with the last 5 of the Pope Francis list. We'll get back to you in Campus Ministers on air.
Back in a few, Katipuneros, so please stay tuned. Radyo Katipunan is now online. See our live feed on facebook.com/Radyo Katipunan. Check out our Instagram and our Twitter at Radyo Katipunan, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Radyo Katipunan FM for more exclusive content.
Soon forget to shine. Through it, going through one more day. What's new? Does my life still mean a thing in the greater scheme of things? I think I'll follow the voice that calls within. Dance to the silent song it sings. I hope to find my place, so my life will fall in place. I know in time I'll find my place in the greater scheme of things. Each must go his way, but how can I decide which path I should take? Who will be my guide? I need some kind of star to lead me somewhere far, to find a higher dream in the greater scheme of things. The road before me bends. I don't know what I'll find. left behind. Should I even be surprised that you're with me in disguise? For it's your hand I have seen in the greater scheme of things. I think I'll follow the voice that calls within. Dance to the silent song it sings. I hope to find my place, so my life will fall in place. I know in time I'll find my place. For yours is the voice in my deepest dreams. You are the heart, the very heart of the greater scheme of things. So here I'll follow the voice that calls within. Dance to the silent song it sings. I hope to find my place, so my life will fall in place. I know in time I'll find my place. Why don't we follow the voice that calls within? Dance to the silent song it sings. One day we'll find our place, for all things fall in place, for all things have a place in the greater scheme of things. In the greater scheme of things.
You have just heard a song from the Jesuit Music Ministry. Follow JustCom PH on Spotify and JustCom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.
We are the Campus Ministers on air, live at Radyo Katipunan. That is 87.9 MHz on your radio dial.
Happy New Year! So we are talking about New Year's resolutions, the Pope Francis list compiled by
Yes.
rapper noong 2014. And we have just gone through the first half, the first 5 things that Pope Francis was talking about, a common theme in many of his interviews and speeches.
Yes.
Which are don't gossip, finish your meals, make time for others, choose the more humble purchase, and meet the poor in the flesh. So we are now going to talk about the back half actually of the things that rapper compiled. No? So again, these are things na Pope Francis himself did not explicitly parang lay down on a list. Parang hindi siya nagbigay ng 10 things that I want to do on a New Year. But rapper listed all these 10 things as a common theme from his speeches. So the sixth one is to stop judging others.
Yes.
That in the same way he denounces gossip, Francis condemns prejudice.
Yeah.
He reminds intolerant Catholics for one to respect atheists. He said, quote, "If we, each doing our own part, if we do good to others, if we meet they are doing good, and we go slowly, gently, little by little, we will make that culture of encounter. We need that so much. We must meet one another doing good," end quote.
Yeah.
Francis urges us, quote, to keep watch over ourselves. Let us not forget that hatred, envy, and pride defile our lives.
And of course, Marky, sinabi din niya, no? Sabi niya, he also says of gays, if someone is gay and seeks the Lord with good will, who am I to judge?
Who am I to judge? No?
Yes.
So I think one of the biggest themes of his papacy is this culture of dialogue and encounter.
Yes.
That actually is the fuel of this Netflix film, Two Popes.
Two Popes, yes.
What inspired the Brazilian director Fernando Meirelles is this thrust of Pope Francis to bridge the worlds of people. Parang I really love this thing about in a family, for example, parang sobrang dali to just whenever in a heightened situation, pag may away or something like that, it's very easy to go back to our own, what it calls, that this particular article I read calls emotional silos. Parang ganda nun, di ba? Parang may sarili-sarili kang thing. And in a world so polarized, in its politics, in the internet, in its communications, or in our own worlds, parang it's even more difficult, it's even more imperative to make a lot of effort into making headway into dialogue, and to not judge others, and mag-usap tayo.
Yes.
Usap lang tayo, whether Catholics, Christians, atheists, agnostics. We can all be friends, I think.
Yes. On the same boat.
Okay. Ano bang sunod na sinabi ng ating Pope Francis list?
Of course, number 7 would be befriend those who disagree.
Yeah, so sobrang connected nito dun sa stop judging, no? I think the friendships that we form to those that we disagree, I think ang daming temptations to mudslinging, name calling, and to just stop conversation. Parang ang hirap eh. Ang hirap to encounter those who disagree, but I think it's even more imperative that we do so.
Mm-hmm. Siguro dito rin nag-uugat yung hesitation nating mga Pilipino to do fraternal correction, no? Kasi kapag nakita natin na kailangan natin i-correct yung isang tao, ang tendency ng tao would be to feel hurt immediately, to get offended. No?
Yeah.
Kaya parang ang hirap magbigay ng fraternal correction or the exercise of charity in correcting the person, because that person most likely tend to feel really bad about it. But with this reminder, to befriend those who disagree, because this is my way of doing things, and someone comes and correct me, that person doesn't disagree with the way that I do things, maaari din nating i-welcome yung correction na yun, no? So, to befriend those who disagree. Wag agad nating mararamdaman yung offense, no?
Tsaka parang walang growth kung puro yung mga kaibigan natin, yung mga taong agree tayo or gusto natin, kasi parang hindi naman lahat ng tao
and imagine
tayo, diba?
And imagine the courage of that person to confront you.
Yeah.
Para sa mga Pilipino katulad ko, hirap na hirap din ako magbigay ng feedback.
Pilipino rin ako, pare.
Oh. Hirap na hirap ako magbigay ng feedback kasi parang baka magalit or baka
parang subtext mo dun
Ayun, so
Pope Francis said in July that when leaders in various fields ask me for advice, my response is always the same: dialogue. It is the only way for individuals, families, and societies to grow.
Sinabi mo, yung growth.
The only way for the life of peoples to progress, along with the culture of encounter. Others always have something to give me if we know how to approach them in a spirit of openness and without prejudice. So, paano makapagbibigay sa iyo yung isang tao ng kanyang opinion, goodness, kindness, and niceness kung hindi mo sila hayaan? Ganda, di ba? Napakasimple. Alright, the next on our list is number 8, to make commitments such as marriage.
Naku, napakahirap niya ngayong 2020.
Yeah, I think the culture is shifting away from the commitments of old. I think there's a lot of skepticism going around with institutions of marriage and the big commitments. Actually, parang I think I'm not, don't quote me on this, but I think yung mga the young people entering the workforce, parang rarer yung mga tao nagsistay in one company making the big commitment na this is it. Ito na talaga yung gagawin ko my whole life.
Even relationships, Mark, hirap gumawa ng commitment. Alam mo ba, may study na yung age group ko 30 to 35,
right,
single.
Yeah.
When in fact, in the past, pag ganung edad, parang, kapatid, it's time to get married.
What do you mean majority these days? Ng 32, yeah.
Yung age group na to,
Yeah.
ang daming single compared before na sa ganitong edad, settled na sila in their married life, no? Ngayon, ang daming single because maybe kagaya ko, takot sa commitment.
Okay na bang sinasabi ni Pope Francis sa mga takot natin sa commitment? Today, there are those who say that marriage is out of fashion. parang ako yun. In a culture of relativism and the ephemeral, many preach the importance of, quote, enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
They say that it is not worth making a lifelong commitment, making a definitive decision forever, because we do not know what tomorrow will bring. Sorry. I ask you instead to be revolutionaries, to swim against the tide. Yes, I am asking you to rebel against this culture that sees everything as temporary and that ultimately believes that you are incapable of responsibility, that you are incapable of true love. I have confidence in you and I pray for you. Have the courage, quote, to swim against the tide. Have the courage to be happy. Grabe.
Yes.
Nakakaiyak naman to.
Oo.
Pero I think maraming aspects ng pagmamahal na wala dun kung walang commitment eh. 'Di ba parang paano mo masasabing mahal mo yung agiging ano na
At si
tayo,
si Mark yung nagsasalita tungkol dito, 'di ba?
Paano mo masabing mahal mo yung isang tao or yung isang bagay na sinasabi mong your passion or something that you really want to do if tomorrow ayoko na. 'Di ba? Kapag magnagutom kang konti, parang ayoko na, parang this is too hard. And I think doon na yung the big things, no? Faith, love, relationships, friendships. Yeah.
And that includes time, Marky. Napansin mo ba ngayon, no? Pag sinabi natin, mag-meet tayo ng ganitong oras, pag tinext mo, asan ka na? On the way. I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Pero in reality, nagbibihis pa lang, naliligo pa lang. Kasi hindi siya nakapag-commit dun sa time talaga na dapat mag-meet kayo.
Okay, wag tayo mag-generalize sa mga ganyan, man. Trying my best na pag sinabing time.
Time, yes.
Bahala na si Batman. Late ka, basta late ka. Ako on time.
Nauuso.
Okay, Mike, ano na ba yung sunod sa ating listahan?
Make it a habit to ask the Lord.
Wow. Anong sinabi ni Pope Francis dyan sa ating
So are you bothered
asking
about the
Lord?
future? Pray. The Pope urges us, especially the youth. No? Sabi niya, dear young people, he says, some of you may not yet know what you will do with your lives. Ask the Lord, and He will show you the way. The young Samuel kept hearing the voice of the Lord who was calling him, but he did not understand or know what to do. Yet with the help of the priest Eli, in the end he answered, Speak, Lord, for I am listening. Now you too can ask the Lord, what do you want me to do? What path am I to follow?
In my experience with students, no, since I taught a little bit in high school, a lot of them have questions, if not losing their faith or if not, saying very confidently that they're agnostic and atheist. And I think the impulse, especially of the people who accompany them, most of whom are religious, is to parang disgust or may reflex na parang nag-inarte ka lang or just pray or all of these things that really turn the youth off more. And sometimes you just, they just want to be listened. They just want to be listened. These people just want to be listened. I remember talking to one young person, and he was telling me all of his frustrations about going to Mass. Na napipilitan siya because of his family. And he says na, hindi ba, this is such a useless exercise. This is such a useless exercise because it's just a collection of people in one place speaking to themselves. And saying na, di ba, what does that do? Parang, I don't need the Lord. I don't need the Lord. Parang these things can be, parang may solution dito. There are psychological solutions to these things. And the campus minister in me, all of the religious stuff that I know, parang wants to answer, parang point by point, di ba? Parang some sort of apologetics about prayer, about the mechanics of prayer, about the difference between the psychological and the spiritual. But at the end of the day, parang the only thing I can say is okay, to probe more what do you think, and to notice na this young person is not in the parang place of argument. Hindi eh. Parang I don't think we could resolve anything if I try to argue. And it's very painful. Sobrang sakit. Sobrang sakit for me to hear the way that he told me these things and to realize na na-agit siya, nagagalit siya, not because he's wrong or not because walang logic yung pinagsabi niya or something or pero because wala kasi naikinig. Yeah, parang and he says that yung mga kaibigan niya ganun eh. And it's not that the adults are stupid. It's just that the adults or the adult presence in his life don't listen, don't want to engage with them properly. It's always just puro put down or puro they go to hell or yung mga ganun judgments.
Yes.
Which turns them
wrong
off.
View
Which
of
turns
God.
them off. Which turns them off even more, diba? So parang bago ko pa makapunta sa like IC, personal and discernment, bago pa yun parang diba, befriend and encounter and dialogue.
Yes. So ask the Lord.
Yeah.
Ang ganda what path am I to follow? Ang ganda nung finale dito. Parang yung pinatugtog nating kanta kanina sa Pilgrim's Theme.
Pilgrim's Theme, yeah. No? Is life a mere routine?
I think I follow the voice that goes within. So always ask the Lord for that.
Kasi ano bang boses yan? Baka ego mo lang. Baka ego mo lang yan.
Yes.
At hindi mo naman talaga konsensya.
Yeah.
And finally, the most difficult and most cliche
Ikaw na magbasa nito.
of Pope Francis' advice for us this new year or this new decade is to claim it and be happy. Yun lang, 2 words, be happy.
Be happy.
The true Christian, says the Pope, exudes great joy. He keeps saying this joy to ourselves, quote, will make us sick in the end. He's keeping this joy to ourselves. Rather, will make us sick in the end. Quote, sometimes these melancholy Christians' faces have more in common with pickled peppers than the joy of having a beautiful life. Joy cannot be held at heel. It must be let go. Joy is a pilgrim virtue. It is a gift that walks on the path of life, that walks with Jesus, preaching, proclaiming Jesus, proclaiming joy, lengthens and widens that path. The Christian sings with joy and walks and carries this joy. To quote the other Jesuit in this list, si James Martin, sabi niya, he also got sick and tired of this image of Catholics who are just weary, this Lenten Catholics, sabi niya, na they are so in tune with the suffering of Christ, this God who suffers, which is true. God suffers with us, He was human, so on. Pero sabi niya, ang Diyos masaya. The God of the elder father who welcomes back the elder son, the elder father, the prodigal father, the prodigal father, and sobrang saya in his celebration, masaya, no, killed the fattened calf for his young son,
so other people can also celebrate with them.
Yeah, and ang saya na binabottle up to yourself is unfair. Sayang na joy if you don't share it. If you don't share it with others.
And if you don't choose joy.
Yeah. Yun, ang ating 10 resolutions from Pope Francis. Don't gossip, finish your meals, make time for others, choose the more humane purchase, meet the poor in the flesh,
stop judging others, befriend those who disagree, make commitments such as marriage, make it a habit to ask the Lord, and lastly, be happy.
Alright. So yun yung 10 sinabi ni Pope Francis. Kayo meron ba silang sinabi? Walang comments. Wala eh.
Alright.
Okay lang yan.
Sige.
Okay. Very shortly, since we don't have much time, so our final question to everyone in this program. So where did you find God this week, Mike?
I found God this week from a fellow participant, from Timor-Leste.
Nako.
Timor-Leste. Parang
romantic relationship.
Hindi naman, more of sharing the joy, ng
of love.
of receiving Jesuit
Sorry.
Jesuit spiritual direction.
Okay, yeah.
Isipin mo from Timor-Leste, no, kung paano nila natatanggap yung Jesuit formation program at paano nila na-experience dun yung kagaya na na-experience natin dito sa Pilipinas na parang how blessed are we, no?
Yeah.
Na natatanggap natin yon ngayon. At nakikita ko din sa mga mata niya na sabi niya kasi ang hirap doon ng buhay sa Timor-Leste. No?
Yeah.
But because of the Jesuits' presence, natututo din silang to deal with the hardships kasi natututunan din nila itong magis, itong examen, most importantly para sa situation nila, and to do magis.
Yeah.
Yun.
Wow. Good.
Yay!
Good for you. Ako naman, I found God this week being back at work and being back here in Katipunan. Wala akong gana magtrabaho. Let's put it out there. Ang hirap. a lot of the people in our office are still on leave, still enjoying their vacation. But I really love this place. This is home. Ateneo is home. The office is home. Radyo Katipunan.
Aww.
Charot. Is also home. But truly, no, I think the company of the people, I think we're very lucky. Na ang hirap man to implement the core curriculum, ang hirap man to do all of these things. Parang we are doing it with people, kind people, man, friends, kind people, kind professionals, who are there in battle, with us, no. Bago pa tayo mapunta sa rush ng March at May. I want to take this time to really appreciate the campus, the people in the office, and the people around us who make this whole Ateneo business happen. So, no, na-adjust na si Mike kasi alas stress na.
Oo. Ang 3 o'clock habit.
Diyan na siya kay Lord. So, 3 o'clock habit. So that's it. A joyful New Year to all of you. A grace-filled New Year to all of us.
And once again, this is Mike Ramirez, Campus Minister for first-year students.
This is Marky, Campus Minister for sophomores.
And we are the Campus Ministers on Air. Now signing off.
Signing out. Bye-bye.
Shine with the joy and the love of the Lord. We are called to be light for the kingdom, to live in the freedom of the city of God. We are called to act with justice. We are called to love tenderly. We are called to serve one another, to walk humbly with God.
And there was another drive-by shooting.
The fire we reported at the fire hall is still burning out.
Do you sometimes feel confused or lost in the complications and complexities of life? Do you feel drained, listless, or exhausted from the daily burdens and responsibilities? Why not seek our campus ministers on air every Tuesday from 2 to 3 in the afternoon? Listen to our counselors from the Loyola School's Campus Ministry Office as they ground our lives in our faith, in our school's spiritual tradition. Campus Ministers on Air. Be guided, be inspired, be blessed. Listen to our Campus Ministers on Air.